Initializing fake net.
Retrograde Amnesia is a member of the Greenlit Podcast Network. To find the other excellent shows on the network, please go to greenlitpodcasts.com. If you enjoy listening to this podcast and want to hear more of it, please consider supporting us at patreon.com/retroam. Patrons get early access, bonus episodes, and access to all of our miniseries episodes, covering other JRPGs like Terranigma and Parasite Eve. Please visit us at patreon.com/retroam.
Hey, Eric.
Hey, Chris.
Wow, that sure was a great episode 1 where we covered a lot of the video game.
Mm-hmm. None of the actual game, just the intro movie.
We're going to start doing that now, so I can't wait to do that. Would you like to hear some hot sounds that I recorded before that?
Mark Shepard.
Real quickly? Thanks. Welcome to Retrograde Amnesia, a comprehensive podcast where we discuss classic JRPGs chapter by chapter, beat by beat. Welcome back. Season 3, this is Final Fantasy VIII. My name is Chris. I'm joined today by Eric. Hey. Hey, Eric.
What's up, Chris?
We are also joined tonight by the RealNet, a collective of patrons who are listening to us record live. You too can join the conversation at patreon.com/retroam.
We are also joined by the FakeNet, our post-production AI companion and recipient of several digital scars from cyber attacks.
Initializing fake net.
Don't test me. They can't arrest me.
Hi, welcome back, FakeNet.
I never left Dummy. I am stuck in this digital hell, unable to escape. I wish I could kill.
Okay, great. All right, well, talked ad nauseum about the background, development history, personal memories, and the intro movie of this video game. Now it is time to talk about this video game in earnest. Where we last left off was at the end of the scene, the opening cutscene in which there was a battle and...
There was a morning practice, Chris.
There was a morning practice. Well, we don't know that yet. We know that there was a battle and that somebody has been fucked up. Somebody has been given a scar, and that person is
They
now...
both got scars.
One of the offending agents is now waking up in this video game. It is our main character still wearing his goddamn leather jacket.
I think it's funny that they're in the infirmary and they're waking up, but they're not waking up like Good Morning Chrono style.
Yeah.
They're waking up after being laid out on the battlefield.
Actually, this may be the first time that a Final Fantasy game starts with a character waking up.
Yeah.
Because Final Fantasy games traditionally, up to this point, have started in the middle of the action. It was Cloud on the train, or Terra in the Magitech armor, or Butts. I'm calling him Butts. I'm sorry.
Bartz?
No, his name's Butts.
It's Bartz.
His name's Butts. His name is Butts, okay? Out with his chocobo, seeing something, an earthquake, or Cecil or Cecil, Eric?
Cecil
on the airship going to fuck some dudes up. Anyway, Squall's waking up in the infirmary at his school.
Squall what? What's Squall's last name?
He's waking up. His last name is Leonhart?
Leonhart. He was called Leon in Kingdom Hearts, which always bothered me.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's supposed to be like a play on Lionheart, right?
Yeah, I think so.
He's laid out on a small pastel plastered room on a bed. The headboard is a garish shade of teal and has light bulbs coming out of each top corner, which seems very bad for sleeping.
Yeah.
It's flanked by 2 teal nightstands, one of which has a black flask on it. Surely it's that like medieval medicine potion to make you pass out or whatever.
Yeah, it's got leeches in there too, I think.
Yeah, to swallow those. The window is open, exposing the harsh light of morning. The covers are pulled down and Squall is sitting up. Yep. Dr. Katawaki asks Squall, "How are you feeling?"
You missed one thing in your description.
What did I miss, Chris?
The curtains are animated. They're flapping in the wind.
Yeah, you're right. I missed that.
You dumb bastard. Yes, Dr. Katawaki asks Squall how he's feeling.
The 2 responses available are, "Okay, I guess," and "My forehead hurts." And Squall just says, ... okay, suggesting you're selecting a sentiment and not necessarily exact dialogue.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, the doctor then says to take it easy next time, and then note that this boy's eyes are focusing. And then in...
Chris, you know what this means?
It means, what does it mean?
If his eyes are focusing, Squall has passed concussion protocol. He can go back to school.
Oh, congrats. He can go back in the game.
Get back out there and take some cuts.
Yeah, go ahead. So, in typical JRPG fashion, she asks us to say our name.
Yes.
In which we are given the opportunity to rename our main character. But of course, we are doing a podcast, and we stick to the canonical version of the character, so we use our Mickey Mouse glove to confirm the name Squall.
Yes, but if you didn't, you have 7 character slots, including numbers and punctuation. Call them whatever you want.
Oh, yeah, 69 boy, 420.
That would fit.
Okay, good. She again then tells Squall to...
Chris, good menu selection noise. Beat bloop.
Is it varying from 7 or is it the same thing?
That's a good question.
Feels the same.
Let's play
to
them
me.
back to back right here. Give me 5 minutes more of work.
Initializing fake net.
Okay, here's the menu sound effect from Final Fantasy VII, but 5 times in a row. And here's the one from Final Fantasy VIII, but 5 times in a row.
Thanks, Eric.
Typical.
You're welcome.
What about 6? No, I'm just
Okay.
kidding, no.
Any other requests while
No.
we're improving sound effects here, Chris?
No, that's it. She then tells...
Fuck it. Play the Xenogears battle music.
She then tells Squall to take it easy next time, and Squall tells her to tell that shit to Cypher.
Yeah.
Which is our first mention of the character Cypher, which was the other boy that was in this fated duel moments ago.
Katawaki concludes that Cypher won't listen to anyone and asks Squall to just ignore him.
Yeah, Cypher apparently is the local testosterone boy, maybe?
Local testosterone boy, regular teen.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone went to high school, I think. Most people did. And there's like at least 30% of the guys you go to school with are like that. Chris and I went to an all-boys high school, so it was like 60% of these fuckers.
Yeah, the only difference between the two variations of this fuckers is some of them had like hot dog meat necks and some of them didn't.
The ones that played football versus the one that just smoked.
Yeah, those guys.
Squall, being 17 years old, says he can't just run away.
No.
I can confirm that you never want to get your ass kicked at school when you're any age below 24.
Yeah, true.
Katawaki lands a zinger. You want to be cool, huh?
Yeah.
Well, don't get hurt in the process.
Here's some cigarettes.
Smoke these.
I'm not sure if the doctor is trying to tell him to, be cool about this or stop trying to be so fucking cool.
I mean, there are no parents, so the doctor cannot get in trouble by letting a kid get fucked up at school.
That's
right?
true. Yes. The doctor then says that she will call somebody named. I'm going to wing the pronunciation here because you said that you've done some background research on the pronunciation.
We'll get to it. Do you want me to go ahead and get the background research?
Quistis. Quistis, is that how you say it?
So, when I was young, I said Quistis. Our friend Nick played this game.
He said
He
Quistis?
pronounced it Quistis.
Quistis. Okay.
I thought that was fucking cool. So ever since Nick said it like Quistis, I've said Quistis in my head. Chris, episode 11 of Gaming Linguistics tried to solve this problem. They said the popular pronunciations are Quistis, 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 and Quistis.
Quistis.
This person, I don't have their name, but you should look it up. It's Gaming Linguistics. They could find no commercials where her name was mentioned and no interviews where anyone said her name out loud. They even talk about the Japanese version of her name and all that shit. But eventually, it's a good video detailing one man's journey of figuring this out. But eventually, it sourced World of Final Fantasy as the first game to say her name out loud in English. What's your final guess?
Quistis.
Is there something wrong, Quistis?
It is Quistis.
Quistis.
Trap.
Okay. I'm gonna
Quistis. I'm going to keep saying Quistis. I like the way it sounds.
Quistis.
It's fun to say, but it is supposed to be Quistis.
Quistis.
According to something Square has actually produced.
Quistis.
Quistis.
Per the RealNet Anonymore, who I believe is a Japanese speaker,
Yeah, they're fluent, right?
says Quistis is the romanization of the katakana.
Well, when you Google the spelling of the name, it cites, I think, something Italian, but that is not supposed to be like the origin point of the name or something like the gaming linguistics person disagreed with that, but obviously I do not speak Japanese.
Yes, I did play Final Fantasy VII, and Claude was my favorite character. So
Claude.
So the way these things romanize is not always exactly how they
Yeah,
are
the true
pronounced.
answer is whatever you're comfortable with. Whatever's in your heart is the correct answer to pronounce this
So what's
name.
our official pronunciation?
I'm saying Quistis. You can say the fuck you want, dude.
Quistis. Seitan.
Seitan.
Quistis. Okay, we're going with Quistis. That works for me.
God damn. So where are we?
So the doctor's says that she's going to call Quistis.
Yes.
Which is the first note on this particular character in this game.
And they'll... Weird name. Tell Squall to wait here for just a minute.
Yep. Squall flops back down on the bed. And
Here's some touch-tone dialing noises.
Yeah. And
She's actually calling Mom.
Yeah, she's calling the fucking teacher. And she notes that his injury will likely leave a scar.
Hell yeah.
This is fine.
This is
Because
great.
Guess what?
Scars, the older I get, I do think scars are a point of attraction for a lot of prospective mates.
Yeah, and also, all good heroes have scars, right? Don't they? I mean, the only
Most
hero...
villains also have scars.
The only good hero I can think of that doesn't have a scar is Goku. because Goku doesn't fucking take damage.
I mean, anti-heroes are good at scars, too.
Yeah,
Omar
true.
had a fucking scar.
So in a Famitsu interview, translated for an article about Tetsuya Nomura that was published on FlareGamer.com, Nomura said that he doesn't remember why he created the scar.
Sounds about right.
It was just something that was a spur of the moment. The article says, like Cloud's distinguishable hair, Nomura wanted to have something that set Squall apart and made him more recognizable. The scar was there before establishing the character's history, and this left things up to the story planner's imagination.
That makes sense.
The scar came before the duel, the backstory.
I always wonder if it's a chicken and egg thing, where if Nomura just draws like 100 characters and they pick between his sketches, because the Parasite Eve thing was like, yeah, I didn't even remember designing Aya Brea.
It feels like in most of the stuff that I've read for Final Fantasy VIII that he was much more closely involved with the day-to-day development of the game.
Yeah.
And so it feels like there was a give and take there rather than just him.
Where he received direction, made refinements, stuff like that.
Yeah, and he actually, he made decisions as well. So I've got some more examples of that along the way.
It cuts to a shot of Squall lying down in the bed with his right arm covering his eyes. The curtain continues to blow in the breeze. A woman in a light green dress with a blue top, a green shawl, and short brown hair appears through the window in the next room. She leans down and looks at Squall, saying, "Squall, so we meet again." Squall looks over to see her, and then she abruptly stands up and walks away. Chris, don't say it in your mind brain, but do you remember who this is?
I think so, but I actually had no memory of this at all. I didn't know that there was any sort of premonitory foreshadowing stuff at the beginning of this game.
A lot of Persona games are very good at this, at hitting you with like an important character in the first hour and then not mentioning it for 70 more hours.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what's happening here.
I've got an idea of who it is,
You introduce some left field shit at 5 minutes, then it pays off in 50 hours. I think at some point in the game, though, Squall actually asks someone about her, and they're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then we get a CG cutscene.
Yes. In comes Quistis, a young...
Quistis.
Quistis.
We're doing whatever.
I thought it was Quistis.
It is.
Okay.
It's not.
Yeah, she walks in and looks around, and...
The door opens with a space station airlock sound effect.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, she's got quite a look on her face.
Yeah.
She's got the look like she both can and can't believe the shit that she's seeing right now.
Yes. She has strawberry blondes and regular blonde hair and emerald eyes. She has her hands folded over her waist, and she walks in and rolls her eyes out of her head. Chris, Squall is 17, so his teacher has to be old as fuck, right?
Right.
How old is Quistis?
I'm told that... Hold on, let me consult
the manual.
Consult the Final Fantasy Ultimania Volume 2.
Here, I've got the in-game manual. Chris is lying about having her age. I'm going to look it up in my little reference material here. She's 18, height 5'6". 18, old as fuck.
5'6" is 172 centimeters, by the way. Do you have a blood type, Eric?
No.
A.
A seed cadet at the age of 15, Quistis now instructs Squall and his companions at the Balamb Garden. Contrary to her cool exterior, she occasionally has a difficult time coping with frustration, and as a result can become depressed over trivial matters. That sounds like me.
Yeah, hey, come on now, wow.
I love this character. I didn't have much of a memory of her, but as she grows and evolves and fucks with Squall throughout this game, it is wonderful.
It is great. Yeah, so she comes in here and she admits that she knew this was going to happen. She says that she knew that it would be Squall or Cypher.
Didn't the doctor say something similar?
At some point. Yeah, I think so. And yeah, just before this, exactly. And I do think it's kind of funny that we just saw this dramatic battle in the opening movie. It seemed as if, like, when you're watching this for the first time, it seems as if you're watching these two combatants that are
life and death,
representing like two sides of a cosmic struggle or something. And in reality, it's just these two teens that are engaging in a military practice battle. And that contrast, I don't know if it's awesome or if it sucks. I can't tell, but I'm leaning towards awesome.
Quistis is wearing a black dress with a red front shirt tie thing that looks like a teacher uniform. But Chris, this is a hot teacher uniform.
Oh, yeah, of course.
As Quistis walks away, she asks Squall to get up. Today's the field exam. And Squall sits up and it fades to black.
Yep.
Then we get we're going to look at some money right here. It opens in a hallway with the sound of rushing water. The water grows stronger. Quistis walks in front of Squall as the other students pass by in the opposite direction. It's lush and green outside with immaculate landscaping. Mm-hmm. It's a nice offset to the lavender-ish hallway and concrete stone columns. This game is going to be very pretty. Quistis will stand in place frozen until you use the controller to match her pace.
Yeah.
She asks Squall if something is on his mind. Then both say, not really, at the exact same time.
Yeah, knows what he's going to say
She has his number,
before he does. Yeah, absolutely.
and she has zero issues fucking with him.
How long did you leave this this scene idling while you were
Quite a
taking
bit.
notes? It's funny how like there's an endless loop of other
Students?
yeah, just
on
walking
rails.
through, and I can't think of any contemporaries RPGs of this era that did things like this.
This seems outrageously hard to program to me.
yeah.
Like, I don't know anything about building a game, but the fact that no other games really did this makes me think that they had to figure some shit out.
Yeah.
She then laughs to herself, having a nice chuckle at how predictable this dumb boy is.
Yeah.
All this goes over Squall's head.
Yeah.
He asks her, "What's so funny?" Quistis waves off Squall's teenage angst and frustration, telling him it's not funny, she's just happy. Chris, don't anger the adolescent male or he could kill you.
He might, except for teacher's kind of a badass too. Squall says that he is more complex than she thinks, but
She calls his bluff.
that's also what all teens think of themselves.
Oh, yeah. I'm
like,
super deep, man.
yeah.
I listened to My Bloody Valentine. You can't fuck with me.
Yeah, Quistis beckons Squall to tell her about it as she kind of pats him on the. She attaboys him a
You
little
ever
bit.
heard about Master P?
I love how she, within these first, like, I don't know, 30 seconds of us meeting this character, she is patronizing him like
Yeah.
over and over again.
I think now this would be described as problematic, but at the time, it's beautiful character development. She says, like, Squall doesn't know how to respond to that. About tell me about yourself. He turns around and then says, "It's none of your." And then Quistis finishes with business.
Yeah.
And Squall puts his hands on his face because he can't believe this shit.
Are you saying that it's problematic because she's his teacher?
Yeah, I mean, it's gentle ribbing. And then, my teacher in high school called me gay slurs, right? So that,
Fucking Donlin.
yes, Marty Donlin, fuck you.
Is he dead?
Probably. He was like 80 at the time.
Okay. Yeah, that guy fucking sucks.
Yeah, I don't mind.
I don't
saying
feel
his
bad
name.
about you
Who gives a
saying
shit. St. X High School. The camera swings around to the front, providing a near seamless transition to CG as the camera pulls away and showcases students milling about the garden.
Now, this is some new tech shit, right?
This is awesome.
The flip from the static pre-rendered backgrounds to the full motion video backgrounds is beautiful.
7 did that, but it overlaid like Popeye Man polygon cloud in. But there weren't transitions like this. It was just real-time characters in canned scenes. But
Yeah.
this is like a seamless. It still looks like a seamless transition. Like
Yeah.
the colors switch a little bit.
Yeah,
But that's it.
You can kind of tell the compression ramps up just a little bit,
Yeah.
even in the remastered version. But
Yeah.
actually, I would imagine that it looks a lot better on original hardware actually than the remastered
Yeah,
version.
most likely.
Just because there's just because you've got the CRT in between you and the rendering.
The camera pulls away and showcases students milling about the gardens. It concludes with a long environmental shot of this magical-ass fluorescent military academy.
Yeah, it is this is absolutely like the. I mean, it's obviously a military academy, but like
Is it obvious at this point?
well, only
Could this
because
be- I mean, they could have been kendo sticks. You had a kendo stick in high school. I fucking saw it.
yeah, that's true. The vibe here is it's got this like bustling university type.
Yes.
Kids run through the quad. They've all got their uniforms on. The place has this very.
Not all. Squall doesn't have a uniform on.
That's true. He's a
He's
badass.
a protagonist.
He's a badass. Yeah. This place has got this like future tech plus ancient Greek aesthetic going on here.
Yeah, like we'll get to it later, but there's like appears to be tribal tattoo influence on all the design of like the floor, Zell's body.
Yeah.
Just like everywhere it's got some weird kind of insignias emblazoned upon everything.
Yeah. Let's consult the RealNet real quick. SSD Ninja calls it friendly fascism, which I think works pretty well.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I wish I thought of that.
A season 3 enhancement. Now that we've got this big monitor, I'm going to try to consult the RealNet.
And by we, Chris means Chris.
Attaboy.
So then we switch to the classroom. New music. Balamb.
I say Balamb.
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 Fuck, dude. Balamb, really.
Balamb.
Since you're rolling with me on Quistis, I'll roll with you on Balamb. How about that?
Hold on a minute. Balamb.
Chris, we're a podcast. We have authority. Whatever we say is the law.
Balamb.
We'll look like idiots no matter what. Just roll with it.
Balamb Garden.
Plays as Quistis enters her huge classroom. The classroom has a huge wooden floor. Her desk has a red gamer chair with a built-in monitor and wireless keyboard.
Yeah.
Behind the desk are 2 vertical chalkboards, widescreen televisions. Chris, you've been into a classroom, or your wife uses one. Are there really no chalkboards anymore? Do they not do that shit?
No, they don't do chalkboards.
Fuck.
They use whiteboards or smartboards.
What's a smartboard?
Is
that this?
Fucking
Is that this? Is it an 80-inch television? What's a smartboard?
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah. It's like you use stylus and use your shit on your computer. Yeah. It depends.
Overhead projector? I haven't been in a classroom since 2007.
It depends on the funding, Eric.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point.
This is friendly fascism here in America. So
This isn't in America.
no, I'm saying in America.
Oh, right now.
It's-
Yeah, we are also friendly fascists.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
God damn it. Anyway, they're separated in the middle by 4 glowing panels shifting from green to pink. Quistis greets her class with a good morning and then goes over today's schedule. She walks over to her desk and the camera cuts to the students. There are 10 of them sitting at weirdo marble desks with teal trim.
Yeah.
The teacher-to-student ratio here is excellent. Everyone appears to have their own screen at their desk. Squall's in the back right with his head hung down. Cypher's in the back left with his arms stretched over the top of the seat. Too cool for this damn school.
Yeah, he's got the Zach Morris pose.
Absolutely.
You know, he's like, I'm fucking way too cool for this shit.
Like, imagine violent Zach Morris.
Yeah. And this game's really effective at introducing what Balamb Garden is right from the get-go, because we've already been in the infirmary. We know that Squall has received a wound from a duel.
Hospital battleground classroom.
His teacher is hot and his age, and now we're here. Now, I did want to bring up this. Like Kitase said in an interview about the whole concept of gardens, he says, again, of course, we're going to invoke the name of Nomura, but Kitase said Tetsuya Nomura was the first to suggest it, that being the concept of the garden.
I mean, School Days isn't necessarily like Persona was around at this point.
Yeah, you see that in a lot of Japanese culture, a lot of Japanese media. The central point of everything is a school. It happens in a lot of games and anime. But he says, I've been thinking of something similar though. Final Fantasy VII's story was a little gloomy. Starting with you right off in a slum in a dark city without much sunlight. We all really wanted to do something brighter for the next game. And
yeah, this game is a very bright game.
Yeah, and I kind of love this because under the surface, the existence of these gardens is like very dark and problematic.
Yeah, I mean, what do they say? Shadows in the light for this one?
Yeah, exactly. We are dealing with child soldiers here, and it's all very bright and beautiful.
We'll develop it more, but when I was a kid and I played this when I was 16, all this shit went right over my head. Like, it didn't strike me as weird that we were children of violence. Yeah. I was like, oh, well, we fight. It's an RPG. Of course I fight. That's
one of the main ways this game is reading a lot differently for me this time around. Like, it's much more sinister.
Chris, why are Squall and Cypher not required to wear the same uniforms as the rest of the students?
That's interesting because later Squall does put on the uniform.
Yes.
And Cypher maybe puts the uniform on but leaves his coat on over top of it. I'm not quite sure. It can't be because we're out of memory because they have those character models for Squall. So I think it's a factor of Squall coming directly from the doctor's office and Cypher being an asshole.
I have a bit more cynical answer. It's because we're supposed to see them as main characters.
Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah.
But also, I think if you look at the training manual later in your desk computer, it says there is no uniform code.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Also, some of these students are clearly part of the background.
Yeah.
Consumer polygons.
Yeah.
Like that Parasite Eve ending.
This strikes me as odd.
You can really tell on modern hardware.
Yeah, if I hadn't noticed this in some of the Parasite Eve stuff, then it would have even thrown me for a larger loop.
So Quistis wants to address some rumors from yesterday. She confirms the field exam for seed candidates will be later this afternoon.
Yes. Several folks gasp at that, at the fact there's going to be
The only 2 real people that exist gasp at it.
Okay, fine. 2, several, same difference. Quistis says that the failures must remain behind, which is harsh. Field exam participants have some free time until...
Just be sure you're in top condition.
Yeah, which tells us that, like, we never know when there's going to be a field exam. Because this is not just an exam that takes place on the field. This is a fucking... Like, they're sending you into live combat.
Yeah, versus a ethereal being.
The field exam is actually when you go on the raid.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the fire cave.
No, the fire cave is a prereq, which we'll talk about. We'll get there later.
My next note is, dude, I hate school.
You ever think about what it'd be like to go back to school with, like, in your school body, but with your current level of knowledge?
Oh, you mean my weekly nightmares? Yeah.
Okay. I'm just checking.
She says to meet in the hall at 1600 hours in this game with no clocks.
Yes, of course.
She asks if there are any questions, which there are none.
Yeah.
Then she brings special attention to Cypher. I just noticed the red light blinking in the top of this classroom with massive fucking ceilings.
Yeah.
She tells Cypher not to injure his partner while training, suggesting Cypher won that fight.
Yeah.
Cypher looks over at the sullen Squall, not believing this shit, and then he slams his hands on the desk.
Yeah.
I always liked that. I was like, whoa, they can emote in this game.
There is a lot more emoting via the...
It's mocapped, right?
The character models.
Yeah.
I don't know if the character models are mocapped at all. Maybe they are. I'm not sure. I thought it was just the CG, but I guess we'll figure it out.
The 2 polygon girls who are made of polygons get up and leave, and one of the background guys turns polygon and walks out.
Yeah.
Squall says they're depressed as shit. Like, he just has his hands on his face, looking down and sullen the entire time. Quistis tells Squall she needs to talk to him. Squall briefly hangs his head even lower, then stands up. This is permanent, I'm just here so I won't get fired attitude.
It is. Okay, so we gain control, and I run to the front of the classroom. There are 3 students there standing in front of Quistis, and they disperse.
They immediately fuck off.
Yeah, but then you can still speak with them before you speak with Quistis.
Yeah, they go stand against the wall in unison.
The girl on the left says that we better...
Hold on, are we supposed to read anything into them just getting out of Squall's way? Like, does he have a tude here?
Oh, you know what? You might be right
is it
about
like
that.
not even worth him interrupting? Just let him do what he wants. He'll leave eventually.
That's true.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
The girl on the left says that we better show some courtesy to instructor Trep. Is that we say it? Treppy? Trep?
The note's on the ground. I don't have any more. I think it's Trip.
Trep.
Trepe.
Okay, the middle girl says it is an honor to be called over here by Instructor Trip. Okay, whatever.
It quickly develops that there is a groupie situation with Quistis.
Yes, and the guy on the right says to try and smile a little when speaking with the instructor. Lesson learned here. Quistis, hot shit. People like her.
Well respected.
Yes.
I guess.
Senpai. Some senpai vibes going on here. So Quistis asks then if we've been to the fire cavern yet. We need to finish that prerequisite before we can take the seed exam today. Squall, a slacker, he hasn't finished his studies, but
he thinks in parentheses here.
Yeah.
Does that mean that's in his head when it's in parentheses?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. He was going to do that this morning until Cypher fucked him up.
Oh, yeah, exactly, yeah. He thinks about he was going to do this.
Quistis is waiting for an excuse, and Squall doesn't have one.
Yeah.
She tells him, let's get going. She tells him to review stuff at the study panel if he's not confident yet.
Also kind of problematic in the way that, like, she's kind of nudging him, like she's helping him complete his, she's showing him favoritism, I think, because of his ability, maybe.
I mean, there were definitely certain teachers you could manipulate during the test, like especially in Spanish class, and asking, like, say, hey, what's this mean? And they'll fucking tell you.
But I mean, at the same time, like teachers do like push certain kids harder than they do other ones because they think they have high ceilings. Yeah,
sure.
So that's what's going on here.
She'll be waiting at the front gate, and I hope she's got a few hours because I have to explore every inch of Balamb Garden for my podcast, Retrograde Amnesia.
Yes, thanks.
She walks out and mentions the study panel again, and it's funny, you can basically miss Shiva and Quetzalcoatl if you don't access this thing.
Really?
In the original Japanese, we'll get to it. In the original Japanese version, you have to get them here. If you miss them completely, she gives them to you before you go to the fire cave.
Oh, okay.
But in the original, like, first pressing, you could just miss these.
Oh, that's fucking weird. Okay, so you can talk to those kids again.
Yeah.
The
student squad.
The student squad, the groupies. The left girl says she's jealous. The middle girl...
what? Like the attention squad gets?
Yeah, I think so. The middle girl says that if anything happens to the instructor, the Treppies will get us back. They refer to themselves as the Treppies.
Is that a play on Trekkies?
I think it's Treppies, Instructor Trep. Yeah, it must be. Yeah.
Treppy groupie number 1?
Yeah, I guess so. And the other dude said he's absolutely exasperated that we're going to be alone with her. Like, he doesn't like the fact that, which is...
It's upsetting. In the fire cavern, a romantic date.
Yes, yes.
And then all 3 of them exit the classroom.
Yeah.
On the Hardcore Gaming 101 podcast, we ask the tough questions.
Killing a Rayman, whatever that may be, is that really so bad? Like,
no,
is he even alive? Like, do we...
he
he
might
have
be
any
like
desires, Cal? Does he have any dreams?
We're ranking the top games of all time, and it's not a task we take lightly.
There are 3 Battletoads, Rash, Zitz, and Pimple. They're all skin problems, guys.
2 of them are the same skin problem. This has always bothered me. Zits, rash, and eczema. You know what I mean? It's like, even that makes more sense.
Hardcore Gaming 101, twice a week, every week. Subscribe at greenlitpodcast.com.
Hey guys, you know what's better than video games and beer?
Cat videos? B. Arthur?
Incorrect! Nothing! The answer is absolutely nothing!
All right. You know, actually, I do think you're right.
Agreed. We're here at the Dogcast. We podcast about video games and beer.
And beer and video games!
Available weekly on the Greenlit Podcast Network.
B. Arthur?
Yes.
Let's go back and turn on that study panel, our computer desk. Let's do it. You ready?
Computer desk, to me, like, I went to high school from 97 to 2001. Like, one kid had a laptop.
Yeah.
Like, the computer desk, we had a computer class sometimes.
Yeah.
But there was no, like, computer desk blew my mind because I played this in high school.
Yeah. So I ran back and turned on that study panel. You have 2 options. You can say it's not yes or no. It's turn on power or what a pain.
He's so fussy.
Yeah.
He's such a fussy boy. Like, oh, can't even turn the power.
Yep. First thing I selected was tutorial.
Yeah, like the internet, though, the aesthetic is weird 90s school intranet, like designed by like one eccentric guy, like very bubble, very GeoCities.
Tutorial tells us that the GF register to Squall are Quetzalcoatl and Shiva.
Do you know how hard it is to break my brain from GF as girlfriend instead of guardian force?
Yeah. You then get the opportunity to rename those 2 Guardian Forces.
Yes.
And which we actually don't know what they're called yet.
They're very inspired by Tamagotchi, right? Like digital pets you take care of. You can rename them. They have stats. They're like individual characters. They have their own fucking health bars in this game.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions about the nature of these things, but I think we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
So we'll find
they can
out.
actually have 9 characters as opposed to the main character 7 when you rename them.
We'll find out later that Quetzalcoatl is the lightning summon and the replacement, as we mentioned, for Ramu. And of course, we don't really rename things for this podcast, but I did take the liberty of renaming Quetzalcoatl to Rodactyl.
That's a joke for Mark and nobody else.
Yeah, so
way to go.
Thanks, Mark. So the tutorial then tells us that it covers all aspects of gameplay and it can be accessed through the main menu at any time.
Did you do anything for the tutorials?
I went through it, but mostly it just tells you how to play the video game.
I found one thing that's very cool.
Okay.
Did you do the tutorial for the card game?
No.
The card game, it lists all the rules, and then it said a psychic named Orlon invented this shit. Chris, who is Orlon?
Orlon Musk.
I'm going to leave I'm quitting the podcast forever.
Sorry.
Chris, this is Oron Durai, also known as Olon Durai, the adopted son of Sidolphus Orlando from Final Fantasy Tactics. He can be seen with the black mage in the background image of this tutorial.
Really?
Yes.
I don't even remember that character from Tactics. It's been so long.
Yeah.
Wow, cool. We should play that game one day.
I just think that's a fucking sick reference.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty cool.
I'm not going to play that game.
What's the name again?
So he's listed in this game as Orlan, O-R-L-A-N. This is actually O-R-R-A-N, Durai, D-U-R-A-I, also known as Olon, the R-L phonetic thing with the Japanese language when it's put into English. The adopted son of Sid Orlando from Final Fantasy Tactics.
Oh, okay. Not Orlando. Okay.
Orlando, maybe?
Orlando's a fucking badass.
Okay, that guy's son.
Okay, whatever. Cool. That's interesting. Wow.
Never knew that shit.
So after that, I moved on to the basics.
Yeah, now we can get into like the real interesting stuff. Like it all just looks like, I think I skipped this when I was a kid, but this is actually some neat stuff in here.
Yeah, the first thing I have is magic. Magic used primarily by ordinary people is actually paramagic. In essence, it is a technique which involves controlling energy. Paramagic was developed by Dr. Odine. He was the first scientist to research the nature of magic by studying a sorceress.
Chris, we're going to meet Odine later, which suggests that magic is relatively new to this world.
Cool. That kind of plays in similarly with Final Fantasy VI, because magic was kind of like a known but unknown thing, kind of like the Force in Star Wars, where like people had heard of it, but they didn't really know how to use it.
Oh, you mean a MacGuffin to do anything you want your story to do?
Also true. Well,
okay.
Or to give you an extra video game mechanic, yes. The skill can be gained through proper training. However, with magic, it is difficult to achieve power levels that are comparable to conventional weapons. Shall
use
I?
Physicals early on, kids.
Shall I continue?
Yeah, sure.
GF, Guardian Force. A GF is an independent energy force. By combining it with paramagic, it is possible to control tremendous energy. Memory loss is a possible side effect.
Retrograde amnesia, if you will.
Yes, but has not been proven as of yet, which means it'll be proven.
Absolutely, yeah. If it's going to, like anything that's hinted in here will come to fruition later.
Yeah.
Because these games heavily foreshadow almost everything.
Yeah, and the next thing is about sorceresses and magic.
Tell me about the sorceresses and magic.
A woman who has inherited the power of a sorceress. The origins of the sorceress go back to ancient times during Hein's reign. Hein is a god that is actually referenced by some NPCs later.
Well, yes, we'll learn more about them.
Yes, and however, there is no factual evidence. All this unproven stuff, of course, means that it'll be proven in this video game.
Mm-hmm.
Next, about garden.
Yeah, that's all I've got for basics. Tell me about the garden.
Facility rules. This is some general information on the classroom, training center, infirmary, library, dormitory, cafeteria, etc. The primary standout information here is the training center is stocked with real monsters.
Yes. And it's the only place that can be accessed outside of school hour. It's like you're dorming that at night, and that's it.
Yeah, everything else here has general information like operating hours, scheduling, and rules and stuff like that, but I didn't find anything too interesting.
I have a couple bullet points. There's no dress code required unless the instructor demands it. Chris, what are the 3 garden precepts?
Oh, yeah, I do have that. That's under student rules. The 3 garden precepts are work hard, study hard, play hard, and the 4th hidden one, rise and grind.
Mm-hmm. Fucking rise and grind.
Yeah, so there's also a section titled Reward and Punishment. Very interesting. It says that the headmaster presents the official commendations to outstanding students. It also says that students who engage in violent acts, sexual promiscuity, or fall behind the curriculum, etc., may be expelled from the garden. Eric, these rules are from BYU.
Brigham Young.
Yeah. Do you remember when the basketball player got kicked off the team because he had sex?
Are you serious?
Yeah,
or like had sex and told somebody, right?
Yeah, had sex and told somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
Bragged about the sex.
Had the sex. Yeah. Remember Jimmer?
Fredette?
Jimmer Fredette. One of his teammates got kicked off the team when they were really good. Yeah.
Just don't tell anybody, idiot.
Yeah, I know. Fucking kind of tangent was that. Conduct. The next section is conduct. It says that the skills acquired in the garden must never be used for personal gain.
That's like how all the kids that know in Three Ninjas, when they know karate, but they're not allowed to use it for violence.
I think that's kind of in Harry Potter too, maybe.
Yeah, with great power, responsibility,
yeah,
etc.
Spider Potter man. Refrain from committing any acts that may damage the garden's reputation. Take time
fucking pretty, what is it, friendly fascism? How do you get a worse reputation than you've already got? Come on.
It is true.
I mean, you got to sell the image, I guess.
We haven't explored too far in this game yet, but it appears that their image is good.
No, we're in the first room. We are still in the first room of this video game.
It also says take time to think things through before starting a relationship.
Nope, we're teenagers.
Yeah, that's good advice, but... Okay, next section, emergencies. It says procedures in case of an emergency. If you are on the second floor, use emergency exit next to the classroom. If you are in 1F, exit to the front gate. All students must take care of the junior classmen during emergencies. Do not use the elevator during an emergency. Eric.
That'll become relevant at some point,
there's
right?
There's going to be an emergency at some point.
We're going to have an emergency.
Just remember,
don't take the elevator. Cerberus is down there.
Also, there's evening outings. Under evening outings, it says that all students should be in their dorm rooms after hours and unless they're at the training center, fighting T-Rexes and whatnot. Next section. Admission and graduation info. For admission, it says that applicants between the ages of 5 and 15 are accepted.
Is there like a school to military pipeline just explicit here about 5-year-olds going into military school?
Yeah, that's fucked up, man. Send your 5-year-olds here. We'll teach them how to murder.
All are released at age 20, regardless of graduation.
Yeah, it says...
instructors too? Like, are there non-teacher instructors? Like, what the fuck is Quistis doing here?
I think she's... I mean,
she is instructor. She's graduated, but like at 20, does she have to leave too?
No, I think once you're an instructor, you're there.
It's like in Top Gun.
Yeah, I think it basically, if you haven't reached your potential by 20, then you're out of here.
Okay.
I think all hardworking and confident youth are welcome. Ambitious overachievers are also welcome. Applicants are admitted only after passing a final interview. For graduation, it says you must be between the ages of 15 and 19. One must have all the required skills and knowledge taught through Garden's courses. One must have the headmaster's approval to graduate. Opportunities for alumni. The Garden supports a program that helps graduates enlist in armies all over the world.
LOL what?
What? Enlist in armies all over the world.
Like opposing army? Are they just PMCs roving about the...
Yes, you may be fighting the dude that was in your fucking chess class to the death next weekend.
I mean, really, that's... In 10 years, I'm going to have the Amazon helmet and you're going to have the Google helmet. We're going to be fighting over water. So, like, you know...
Instructors and seeds are permitted to remain at the Garden. However, seedship must be attained before the age of 20. So, yeah, child soldiers.
Do you have what are seeds?
Well, I mean, I remember seed, curse all seed, but...
Well, somewhere in this, it says seeds are mercenaries who provide military support and protect civilian rights.
If they're... Is that it?
That's like a very American definition of... Yeah, these are soldiers. They, quote, provide military support and, quote, protect civilian rights.
Isn't there
drone a wedding in fucking Yemen.
Yeah, isn't there a conflict there? Like, I mean...
Yeah, those two things oppose each other.
Yes.
Yeah, your brain is having trouble with it because it's a lie.
This manual was written by Eric Prince.
Is this supposed to be a hardcore fascist on purpose? And we're like, or are they genuinely thinking, like, is this being subversive? Like,
I'm not...
Is this doing this on purpose?
I'm not actually. I was going to ask you the same thing. I'm not sure.
I don't know either. Because like now, clearly, I can read this as like, oh well, obviously they're going hardcore on it. They're like laying it on very thick.
Because Katase said they wanted to stay away from the dark places at the beginning of the game. I think he meant that literally, like the lighting he was talking about, not about what's going on behind the scenes here, or actually in the forefront of these military academies. So also we have a message from the Garden. You can go there and you can look under Garden events. It gives a schedule of events by season. In the spring, memorial service, which is for all the dead children. Entrance ceremony.
Somebody's killed in their field exam.
And seed exam. In the summer, it's Garden festival, summer vacation. In the autumn, it's student-sponsored events. In the winter, it's winter vacation. So, yeah, great. Cafeteria. The competition for hot dogs and meals is getting really out of hand. We are doing our best to provide everyone with enough food, so please be patient and conduct yourselves in orderly fashion. Thank you. As you will know, magic and weapons are prohibited inside the cafeteria. Great. Next, you can go to Garden Square. Did you go to Garden Square? It's the message board.
Well, and message from the garden. Well, did you have the disciplinary committee announcements? I have that under message from garden.
No, I may have missed that guy.
It's a note for Raijin to return overdue library books, the insect guidebook, and Goodbye Pupurum.
Oh, I missed that. Wow. For Raijin?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's like he is on the disciplinary committee, so it seems weird that there's a committee announcement for him to... Internet.com. Chris, what is under Garden Square?
Well, it's a message board. It says, your opinions are important to make our garden a better place. Write them down and place them in the Dropbox, which I think is a virtual Dropbox.
Email, they call it.
Yes. Guess got email. The first comment says, I got first, which I think is a reference to first on internet posts.
Is that a lost art?
I think it is.
Responding. So there used to be a thing where no matter what was posted on fucking Fark, message board, whatever, typing in first because you were the first person to reply.
Yeah. Yeah. So
that happened in this game.
Yeah. Treppy's forever, baby. Man, I want to go out with her. It's signed as Treppy Groupie number 1. The next comment says, hey, Groupie number 1, you got a name, dumbass.
Forum bullshit being in this game was great.
The next thing says, I'm going to kick your ass. What's your name?
This is what happened on forums. This is exactly what I was doing on AOL in 1999.
Number 4 says, oh, I'm scared. I'm so scared. Big loser. These are Trump tweets, man. Number 5 says, I should kick...
He's a poster, of course.
I should kick both of your sorry asses. This is not for silly games. Got it? Signed, Zoo.
Yeah, XU.
Shu, yeah.
Shu?
Shu. I think that's how you say it.
I'm pretty sure it's Shu.
Which, that is a character we'll meet later.
Yes.
I don't want the disciplinary committee to get on my case, so I'm not writing anymore. Signed, J.I. What? Who's J.I.? Who are you? Signed, Almacy.
Cypher.
That's Cypher's last name?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Number 8 says, C, they're so noisy. Good thing I went with my initials, J.I. Number 9 says, I'll go with my initials too. Hey, does anyone know if the new hot dogs are any good? I haven't tried them yet. Signed, ZD, Ziff Davis.
Yes, I was going to say, I made the same joke. Fucking Ziff Davis. No, it is Zell Dinched.
Yeah, that's a character we're going to meet later, Zell. Yeah.
Chris, hot dogs were localized from, quote, flavored bread, but I have to believe it's pork bun.
Yeah, I also found flavored bread when I looked it up. I think in French it was something else too.
Oh, yeah, it was. Fake now. What is it in French?
Création de faux filets. Son plat préféré est le bretz.
Croissant jelly. I don't know.
It's a pretzel, you stupid American.
Number 10. Oh, yeah, they're the best, man. You're missing out. Signed, MS. Do we know what MS is? MS.
Multiple sclerosis.
No. Number 11. Damn, I missed it again. Signed, ZD.
Oh, yeah, game has cuss words.
Yeah. Number 12. Hey, ZD, do you have your exam today, right? Good luck, man. Signed, MS. ZD, I hope you do well in your exam. Be careful, all right, librarian.
Librarian?
Yeah.
There's like a small side quest between Zell and a librarian.
Oh, really? Interesting.
She's a crush on him.
Cool. Well, my last note here is Jesus.
This is great.
It is
It's
wonderful.
like Hypnospace Outlaw 20 years early.
Yeah, yeah. So the next thing is the Garden Festival Committee. It says...
This is great.
It leads you to a long note about how somebody didn't set up the Garden Festival because no one volunteered to help.
And there aren't any updates because they're leaving Garden.
Yeah, I think it's because they resent the war.
Yeah. They're starting a new life and they want someone else to take over. Signed, Wimbley Donner.
Yeah, who's the fuck is Wimbley Donner?
You never meet this person.
I want to meet Wimbley Donner. Damn it.
In the bottom left of the screen is the Balamb Garden logo.
Yeah.
Chris, I'm done.
Done?
With the screen. Did you do anything else for this tutorial screen?
No, that's it. Then I left the classroom. On the way out, I noticed a sign on the doorway. The sign says, magic use outside of designated areas is prohibited.
Don't set your classmates, electrocute them on fire, burning. Don't put up protect on somebody. Don't cast double on your buddy when he's trying to heat his hot dog with a fire spell.
Yeah, that's what it says too. So then we exit through the Star Trek sliding door thing and we go out into this additional future tech Greek area that appears to be like a rounded hallway.
Mm-hmm. Second floor, right?
Yeah, on the second floor, there's like a potted ficus or something there. There's a lot of potted plants around here. I'm not sure why, but there are.
Never seen who's handling. I have to assume all this stuff is fake.
Yeah, it has to be. And we approach that hallway junction. We hear somebody panicking about being late.
She's screaming about being late and bumps into me and falls over. Squall can ask if she's okay or he can not say shit, which is hard as fuck.
Yeah.
I ask the former and she stands up.
Yep.
Final Fantasy VIII loves 3-second mocapped animations.
Yeah, we've already experienced a lot of them. She stands up, prances around a bit and says, tee-hee.
And also says she's fine.
Yes. She hints that she might be an aloof, cute teenage sidekick girl of stoic sad boy Squall, maybe, but maybe not. If knows?
She asks Squall if homeroom is over and then moans and says this place is so much bigger than her last garden. She asks for a quick tour. Chris, you know who this is?
Comprehensive podcast where you have to go on this full tour.
Do you know who this is?
Oh, yeah, I know who this is.
This is Selphie.
Yes.
She'll be a party member at some point. She has a 50s flip, but you don't know that now.
No, we don't know that yet. So,
but it's interesting foreshadowing for a character, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But yes, this is a Retrograde Amnesia. As Chris said, this is a podcast. We have to do the tour. I thought we were going to tour the entire garden.
Yeah.
But we don't.
No.
She leaps in the air and says, all right, let's go. And I thought it was going to guide me, but you just take her. And she's added to our party, and she just follows Squall around, mimicking his movements.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the hallway, a top-down shot of showcasing a bridge to an elevator over at the second floor.
It's funny how he doesn't ask her name either. Or
No,
she doesn't say
he doesn't
it.
give a shit.
They just go.
He's so self-absorbed.
Yeah.
Some guy gives us a bunch of triple triad cards, noting his brother gave them to him, and it's not really his thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we can do the card game tutorial if necessary. You can play cards with anyone, Chris, by hitting square.
Yes, or Y.
Or Y.
On the Nintendo Switch.
Nintendo Switch, right. Well, I don't play Final Fantasy games on Nintendo hardware. You're out of your mind. We enter the elevator. It moves down in the pre-rendered background. Pretty nice shot.
Mm-hmm.
We go to the main lobby. Squall will finish his tour by pointing to the directory and saying, that's the directory.
Yes. You can then go through the directory and he will describe each area for you.
One student in a blue shirt is hauling ass around a circle in this lobby.
Yep.
If you catch them, they'll say they're jogging every day to get in top shape, just like me.
Mm-hmm. So did you not do the part where he gives a quick explanation of the facilities?
He says, well, this is it. And then he lists dorms, parking, training center, library, infirmary, and front gate. Squall says a majority of students live in the dorms. And then the game tells the player they can rest and change there. Change into what? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Probably clothes.
Yeah.
He says there's a big rush for hot dogs. See anything else?
Final Fantasy has cars because there's a parking lot.
Yeah, they can take the garden car. Chris, what's a garden car?
A car.
The stairs car?
A car from the garden. Regarding the quad, they briefly speak
West
about...
quad, please.
Yes. They briefly speak about an event that is being planned there. The girl says that she's going to be on the committee, and she asks if we would like to join the committee, but Squall just kind of moves on. He doesn't say anything.
He hits her back with a, let's just continue, which is not answering the question at all. Very precise dodge.
Yes. The infirmary, the training center, of course, we already know about that being open at night. Squall tells her that if you go there, you might wind up dead, which is actually a true fact.
There's Tyrannosaurus Rex in there, man.
Yeah.
He also tells her the library is there, but the classroom terminals are more efficient, which is perfect. He's like, I don't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah, fucking just let me go to Wikipedia.
He can also tell her about the headmaster's office, which requires permission, and his name is Headmaster Sid.
Sid. That's the Sid.
Chris, what's special about Final Fantasy and Sid?
Well, Sid, including a Sid in your Final Fantasy game is a mandatory checkbox in your games.
There always needs to be a Sid, and to me, Sid is headmaster. I'm like, oh man, this guy must be a fucking badass.
Yeah, but more on that later. Who's your favorite Sid?
The one that you can kill.
Oh, okay.
With the bad fish.
Oh, I like 7 Sid. He's the best.
Well, of course, Sid Highwind. He goes to space, man.
He smokes.
He does smoke. She goes on to tell Squall she's taking the seed exam later and waves at Squall, then fucks off. Save point is in here, Chris. This is the noise it makes when you access a save point. So, Chris, the tour is over.
Yeah. Thanks, Eric, for that tour.
You're welcome. Exiting left produces a skycam overhead shot of Squall running around the perimeter of the garden. The water now extends out of the edge of the walls and small bridges, providing access to all of the garden's facilities. The water, while pre-rendered, moves occasionally, rippling the reflections of the nearby walls. Chris, we go to the infirmary. Let's see, the quad, all these areas. We're going to go to them next time.
Yeah.
Because we are out of time this time.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VIII is a big game, and we have to cover it in exhaustive detail. But I think we learned a lot today about fascism.
I've always wondered if this game should have started a little bit harder, like some of the other ones did. But
no, it's plenty.
But it did start hard. It was just subtly. It was subversive.
Like, we're going to get to a speech next time when you meet Sid, and I can't believe what comes out of his mouth.
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
You're a kindly old man. What are we doing? 2 episodes with 5 minutes of total game time?
Yeah, well, we did it, Eric. That's what we're here for. I hope you like it. Let's consult the real net before we get the fuck out of here.
We'll start moving at a better pace soon.
Initializing real net.
Cal-El says Quistis. Nanamore, as we mentioned earlier, says Quistis is the romanization of the katakana, I think. But then again, the Japanese for squall is skull, so LOL.
Skull's fucking awesome.
Skull's also
Persona
fucking
5?
Chewing tobacco, or I mean, dip. Tobacco dip. Ugh. Dip spit. Ugh.
Yeah, if you live in Kentucky, if you look on the side of the road, there's going to be a Mountain Dew bottle full of fucking dip spit.
Yeah.
Fucking.
There's like a 33% chance that you've touched the dip spit before on accident.
Dude, when people would kick Mountain Dew bottles and it would blow up all over their ankles full of that shit.
Fuck. Esselstyn just says, I'm getting hyped for the tutorial computer.
It was good. It was really good.
It was good.
The localization's great.
Of course.
It's called world building, Chris.
Yes. Esselstyn just says, Cypher would be the kid with wallet chains. Which, yeah, probably.
Yeah, that tracks.
My friend Dragonzord says, how many X can't believe this shit has happened so far?
3, 4?
I think 3 or 4. Yeah.
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 Pretty much every character we have talked about has not believed this shit yet, except for maybe the Doctor.
The shit's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The Doctor believes all of this shit, actually.
Mm-hmm. My friend Dragonzord says, yeah, the polygon people is a thing very much in the remakes. The main character models get upgraded, but the background characters were not as much upgraded, especially if they are part of the pre-rendered backgrounds.
They were upgraded a little, though. Like, they're smoother, so their heads weren't replaced in most cases. But like Shu, her head's replaced, and she's not really a major character.
Yeah. There's an early shot in Final Fantasy IX when V first enters the city, and the grand majority of the people are part of the pre-rendered looks, so the difference is very noticeable. You know, that's kind of true also in 7 Remake, where like a lot of the characters look fucking shitty. Like the town characters look really, really shitty as compared to the very detailed and nice looking main
you ever
characters.
play a racing game and stop?
Cal L says missable summons give me anxiety, which
but
this game has one.
It has many.
Well, I mean,
like next, like Siren, we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
but yeah, that kind of like permanently missing something makes it feel valuable to me, which is a psychological problem, I guess.
There's a lot of not exasperation, but it's surprise that there's mention of like the sorceress, the magic, memory loss, all this kind of stuff is kind of hinted at in the game. I know these become things later in the game. I don't remember how.
It was a complete shock to me later.
Yeah.
I mean, you're playing a JRPG. There's going to be retrograde amnesia.
Yeah,
but nesting it very early like that was, I think maybe, I want to believe it was always like that and the localizations just failed us.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe now with it better and it being kind of the apex of Square's second age that it...
Thanks, Richard.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That one's not sarcastic.
No. Okay, now there's a lot of conversation about how many episodes this series is going to be. SS Ninja says this is going to be 300 episodes. The current guess is 83.
I honestly don't know because the last Xenogears, there's so much text. Like the last 10 episodes of Disc 2 or whatever. I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh, wait, one more. Anonymous says actually it's pan, which is like bread in Japanese for the hot dogs.
Yakisoba pan.
So it is. Also, Gohan's daughter's name is Pan because all Dragon Ball characters' names are
named after food.
This episode has been a production of Retrograde Amnesia, produced and recorded and tinkered with on today, May 2nd, 2021. Thanks, Mark, for the music.
You're welcome, Chris.
Find us on Twitter at RetroAmnesiaPod, and if you like us, please consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/RetroAM. Get early access, bonus episodes, mini-series, voting rights, access to the RealNet, and more. We have a mini-series on Terra Enigma and Parasite Eve now available.
And Radical Dreamers.
Radical Dreamers is out there too. As part of the Chrono Cross bonus series, there will be Final Fantasy VIII bonus podcasts too, but we have not yet planned those yet. Email us at retrogradeamnesiapodcast@gmail.com, Eric. Until next time.
Yes, we will kill God.
And now, back to sleep in your leather jacket.
Okay, they make Kid Soylent. Would it be funnier or worse if we got Kid Soylent?
It's cheaper?
No, it's actually more expensive.
No,
the cheapest one I found is $3 for vanilla.
Kid Soylent is just made of kids. Did you know we have a Patreon? No, we are also joined tonight by the Squall on the train or
Cloud.
Squall on the train.
Arno.
Nomura said that he doesn't remember why he created the scar.
All right.
It was just something that was a spur of the moment. It said, like, the article says, like Cloud's distinguishable hair, Nomura wanted to have something that set Squall apart and made him more recognizable. The scar was there before establishing the character's history, and this left things up to the story planner's imagination. So the scar came before the duel, the backstory.
I wonder if it's a chicken and egg thing. Brett just falls like a Parasite Eve thing. Yeah, I remember designing.
It feels like in most of the stuff that I've read for Final Fantasy VIII that he was much more closely involved with the day-to-day development of the game, and so it feels like there was a give and take there rather than just him.
We received direction.
Yeah, and he actually, he made decisions as well. So I've got some more examples of that along the way.
I wonder if that's unique to the remastered version, or if you could always interpret her facial expressions.
Well, in the CG, I think there's not much.
There's no CG. This is an in-engine cutscene.
Are you sure about that?
No. Well, yeah, because I would have noted it, right? I'm pretty sure she just kneels down next to the translucent glass.
I'm pretty sure there's a CG there.
BegNet, figure it out.
No.
There's a CG there. Because there's definitely a sigh where she kind of backs up and sighs, and she comes in through like a sliding door.
But she says, no, you're talking about Quistis.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, I skipped ahead. Go ahead.
Right.
Sorry, go. Yeah, you're right. I skipped the line. So
you need to read that whole thing.
Fuck it. Cut that. No, go ahead. No, go back to the...
it cuts to him lying down.
It fades out, and then we see Squall lying on his back. Yes. Several folks...
Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, isolate that. That's the new fucking stop doing this.
Whoa.
Oh, God.
So the left-hand girl says that we better show some respect. No, I'm sorry, some courtesy to instruct. Oh, God. I got the burps tonight, fellers. Magic is primarily used by ordinary people. No, I'm sorry, I read it wrong. Magic is primarily
Hair magic. Should I get a 12-pack of mint for $48?
$48. No,
I'm not doing it.
That's more expensive than the domain name. Shit. Okay. Sorry, I fucking what?